on behalf of Center for Environment Education, would like to welcome all of you. A warm welcome to all. I know that so many have also joined through Facebook, so welcome to them also. As you know that today on this great evening, we are meeting here for the annual felicitation ceremony of Eco School and Young Reporters for the Environment Program. First of all, I must congratulate all schools, colleges, students, teachers, and principal for their active participation in this program. This webinar is being organized by the CEE. CEE is a National Institute for Promoting Environment Awareness Program. CEE also develop innovative programs which leads to action-based learning for the sustainable development. Apart from CEE, CEE just launched CEE Academy also. CEE Academy offers a short-term courses for the teachers, educators, professionals in the field of environment education and education for sustainable development. For more information about the CEE Academy, you must go to our website, which is www.ceeindia.org. Before starting this event, we have some housekeeping rules for you. There are my humble request to please follow them. Entire session is being recorded and is scheduled to 1 hour. This is a webinar mode, so only panelists will be speaking today. You can post your question in chat box or question answer section. You will log on questions and answer them during the question answer session. We request you to not to put unnecessary messages in the chat box. Webinar recording will be soon uploaded on our social media handlers and YouTube channel too. So now moving to briefly about both the program, what exactly our program are. So Eco School and Vyari, both the program are in collaboration for the Foundation for Environment Education, and it is an international program, which is FEE is based in Denmark and CEE is a national operator for this program. Coming to the Eco School program, Eco School started in the 2014-15 with our primary student group only. And right now we have 85 schools on board. And that Eco School aims to empower our students and provide an excellent opportunity to learn and identify environmental issues, which is starting from the schools to community. Eco School also have a 7-step methodology with our 5 different themes, which is water, waste, energy, biodiversity, and healthy living. On the completion of this work, Eco School are also awarded with the Green Flag, which is an international award, and also Handprint Award, which is a different thematic awards. Looking at the responses we have received during since 2020, we also launched the Eco School Waste Management for the secondary grade level, secondary students also. Now talking about the Vyari, Vyari we called as a Young Reporters for the Environment. It aims to empower young people to take a stand on the environmental issue, focusing on mainly sustainable development goals, and to give them a platform to articulate these issues through the medium of writing articles, photography, and videography. Right now, we have 85 institutes and colleges on Vyari board. Along with our amazing audience, we have today wonderful moderators and speakers too. So, warm welcome to our all moderators. We would like to invite Ahana. Ahana is a resident of Coimbatore, grade 7 student of the Indian Public School, Coimbatore. She is actively involved in the Eco School program and other projects of CEE. Ahana possesses a calm, patience, and polite attitude by nature. Known for her quiet behavior, she also excels in writing essays and poems. So I welcome to Ahana. Now we have a Mohini also. She is a resident of Jammu, currently pursuing her graduate course in journalism at Bharati College, Delhi University. She is also active participant of Vyari. She is a part of a debating society called as a Chintan. Reading a novel is her hobby. And last but not the least, we have a little Steve. See, he is a resident of Jamnagar, only grade 2 student of the Delhi Public School, Jamnagar. He is an active participant of the Trashak campaign and Little S campaign. So, for the first time in the annual felicitation ceremony, our kids are going to moderate the whole entire event. So, we welcome you all, the moderator, on behalf of CEE. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Ahana Verma to take forward this session and share her experience about the Eco School program. Ahana, floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So good evening to everyone present here. I'm Ahana Verma from the Indian Public School, Coimbatore. Before starting, I would like to share a few of my experiences from the journey of the Eco School. In my whole journey, I learned so many new things which were really an eye opener for me. Like I learned about energy, water, waste, and much more. In the topic energy, I learned about how we can consume the solar energy in a more efficient way. Like we can use the solar energy to heat up our waters using solar panels, and we can also make solar cookers. And talking about water, I learned that how we can do the rainwater harvesting, what are the advantages of rainwater harvesting, and what are the problems faced during rainwater harvesting. I have also written a short poem on the topic waste management named Blue, Red, and Green, and I would also like to narrate it. And here it goes. I finished drinking my juice. I finished peeling the veggies. And I finished eating my tablets too. But what to do with all the waste I made? I thought a lot. I can throw it in the garden or trash it in the bin. But hey, these are the things I must not do, or then Mother Earth's not gonna survive. And then I saw the three colored bins, blue, red, and green. I threw the can in the blue. I threw the tablet covers in the red and the peels in the green. At last, I managed the waste and took a step to make Mother Earth clean and green. And now, without breaking the flow of the show, let's move on. We have a video in which we have tried to capture the entire journey of Eco School and YRE through this short film. We tried to cover all of your positive handprint actions and entries submitted by you. We really appreciate your every single effort to create this wonderful journey. So please take a backseat and enjoy the glimpses. And now moving ahead, we have Shri Kartikeya Sarabhai with us. It's my immense pleasure to introduce him. Shri Kartikeya Sarabhai is one of the world's leading environmental educators and a dedicated community builder. He is the founder and director of the Center for Environment Education, CEE. He has served on many committees set up by the Ministry of Environment and Forest of the Government of India, primarily focusing on the greening of India's formal education system and initiatives for biodiversity education. As an environmentalist, he is associated with several government organizations and NGOs and has been a delegate member representing India at several international conferences and discussions. So thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to be here with us. Now, without wasting even a single minute, I'd like to welcome him. We welcome you, sir, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Anna. And it's wonderful to be with all of you today and see this activities and what you've done. Let me first of all congratulate all the schools, the teachers and the students who participated and the winners. Let me also say how nice it is to have Gosia with us from FEE. She leads internationally the YRE. Ms. Vani Murthy, who is going to be the guest speaker today. We have Bharat Scouts and Guides who are our partner, Rituraj and others are here. And of course, my colleagues at CE. I thought I'll just, we've been using this word handprint and just thought I'd say a word about it. It started in a school in Hyderabad where it was a girls' school, St. Mary's. And they said that when we talk about the footprint and how we tread on this planet, wouldn't it be nice to also talk about what we can do? What is the positive thing we can do? Because we all have strengths. And that was the beginning of the handprint. The handprint represented what we can do to do something with the planet. And all of you have really shown that. It is today, we don't think of education as something you finish and then you start doing something on the planet. We don't even have the time to do that. We recognize that the time is now. All of you are the future and you want to do things now. Whether it is like the lovely poem Anna mentioned, if we could all sing that poem and segregate waste into the three colored bins, or even know that there are three colored bins, that itself would make a huge difference to this planet. And I'm sure there are equally interesting, wonderful stories all of you have, which we should share, maybe through the YRE. I don't know, Kushbu, whether we have a way of publishing some of this, like a little booklet or a book, because they are all very nice, but it would be nice to read them together. So again, wishing all of you all the best and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing and inspiring our audience with your wonderful words. And now we have our winners from Eco School program. In spite of the pandemic, the school continued with their activities. We all have now switched to the virtual medium, as you all know. In such a crisis, we highly appreciate your action towards sustainability. Now let's see a few glimpses of Green Flag awarded schools. So here comes our first school, ASN Senior Secondary School, Mayur Vihar. This school has received both handprint and Green Flag awards for their excellent performance in the three categories of energy, biodiversity, and waste for the year 2020. Now comes our second winner school, Universal High School, Thane. The school has also received both handprint and Green Flag awards for their outstanding performance in three categories of biodiversity, healthy living, and waste for the year 2020. So we congratulate both Green Flag and handprint awarded schools for their achievements. Now moving towards to our handprint flag awarded school. Handprint flag award goes to Universal High School, Malad, for their best performance in the theme biodiversity for the year 2021. This was all about achievements from this Eco School program. We congratulate all students, teachers, and other committee members for their active participation and outstanding performance. And now I'd like to hand over to Mohini to introduce the YRE winners. Over to you, Mohini.
Thank you so much, Ahana, for your words. I am more than grateful to extend our event. Like just by feeling today's vibes, I'm eager to say something which I'm sure about will be good to hear by everyone, including for all our teachers. रात नहीं ख्वाब बदलता है, मंजिल नहीं कारवां बदलता है, जज्बा रखो जीतने का, क्योंकि किस्मत बदले ना बदले. This is what YRE has been doing from many years now. This program empowers young people to take an educated stand on environmental issues they feel strongly about. Let's now have a glance over the achievements of YRE. Now is the time which has been the center of our event from a time when YRE had commenced organizing these competitions, which for the students, their only motivation, and that is winning and getting prizes. This felicitation event aims to acknowledge our young leaders' efforts for winning the Green Flag, Handprint Flag, and YRE awards. Okay, so everyone, please just turn on your video cameras if you can and just start smiling. I really want to click a picture for all of us to remember these beautiful faces for life. If you can, please do so. Thank you. But I don't think I'm a good photographer. But I really know some people who definitely are. Let's now move forward to our young budding photographers who have performed par excellence in these competitions. Let's get on with the winners from the photo category and photo reportage category. Congratulations, every single being on this video screen. अब आते हैं हमारे होनहार विद्यार्थियों पर जिन्होंने वीडियो और आर्टिकल राइटिंग में चमत्कार पर चमत्कार किए हैं. Congratulations, everyone. It's an honor to be with all of you today. So thank you so much for just being there. Now moving forward, we have the national winners for YRE based on the SDG theme. We are happy to share the names of the winners for the national level competition held a few days ago on young reporters from the environment SDGs. I know it's a genuinely happy feeling for all of our achievers. So here comes the list of the students recognized on the international level. हरिवंश राय बच्चन जी की एक विख्यात कविता के बोल हैं जो निस्संदेह हम सभी को बेजुबानी याद है. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Congratulations to you all for your continuous efforts to make a handprint action towards sustainability. So that was really motivational to have a glance through national and international winners. We all know that feeling when we see our Indian tricolor flag waving in the air freely, whether from our naked eyes or even in the movies. It just makes our heart full and flutter. Now just think about a hypothetical situation where you are the reason of a flag hoisting freely among all the superpowers of the world. Yes. And let's come back to the reality where we are today. Let's now gear up more and have some inspiration from eminent personalities. We would now like to call a few winners to reflect on their achievements and talk to us over how they do what they do. Let's ask them a few questions for our better understanding. Well, our first inspiration story is coming from Ms. Sakshi Yadav. She's a final year BBA student. Apart from being an active young reporter for the environment, she is also an active member of Explore It Group. Explore It is a startup working towards youth empowerment and environmental activism. She's also engrossed with Pune Municipal Corporation and presented Project 8 in efforts of afforestation. She also published a research paper on consumer behavior with respect to cruelty-free ethical cosmetics. So, hi Sakshi, it's so good to see a person who is like beautiful inside out and performing their duties perfectly for the environment.
Thank you so much, Mohini.
Yeah, so thank you so much for being here. And I would firstly like to ask you to just tell us briefly about environmental issues that you see in your vicinity.
Okay, so I stay in Pune, okay, and in my area, the major issue that I saw was that of dumping of garbage alongside the roadside and in the Mulamutha River, which flows just behind my house. And the Mulamutha River is one of the major sources of water in Pune, which is why it is very important to keep it clean and unpolluted. And because of the growing restaurants in my area, the disposable plastics is often dumped into the Mulamutha River. right? So that's why even as a part of the environmental department of my college, we took initiative to go and clean the area around the river in the summer when the water was less. So that was one issue. But apart from that, I'm also concerned a lot about growing deforestation and the landfills that keep growing because of fast fashion changes and fast lifestyle that we follow. And that is something that I even wrote the article in Vyari about, right? So while writing the article, I also learned that we dispose around 13 million tons of apparel waste each year. And we must remember that each of these clothings that we dump also takes gallons of water in the production. So not only is it increasing the resources that we consume, but is also increasing the landfills. So these are the issues that I'm most concerned about. And I feel that we personally can do something to reduce those numbers.
Well, I'm so happy that at such a young age, people are taking initiatives around their houses, around their areas. So thank you. And my next question is, what concerns you the most? Like, what did you do, and what were the challenges you faced on ground and on online platform because of this pandemic that we're facing right now?
So, as I told you, that deforestation is something that concerns me a lot. And thanks to Explore It, the group that I'm a part of, we have done something on ground to, overcome it. So, as a part of Explore It, we started Project 8, and under our pilot program, we could donate 1,000 native trees to the local farmers. So, our idea behind donating native trees was that native trees require very little irrigation and very little pesticides because they are used to the environment of that locality, right? So that's why we would donate 1,000 native fruit trees, which would also supplement the income of the farmers that they were donated to, and it would also help in afforestation. So this was, and each tree would be geotagged. So whenever you donate a tree, you could see where the tree is planted. And this was the offline model, but when we shifted to online, we were in charge of the SLC program at Symbiosis Pune and Noida. So over there, we had a group of second year students, and as a compulsory component, we asked them to adopt a plant. So at least they would have a plant in their house. And another event was where they could sponsor a native tree, where we would again donate the native trees to the local farmers. And both these events were highly successful, and that is something that we did to overcome deforestation in our own measures.
Great. So every youngster listening to this, please note down the points and do whatever it takes to protect the nature. Okay, so here goes my last question. What are your main learnings from participating in the YRE program? That is like, what are the key insights you or others developed through participation? And how has this program helped you to grow personally?
So I can say that YRE was the start point of my journey towards taking active participation in, in climate change, or becoming, maybe, you can call a climate activist in that sense. So I learned a lot because of YRE, and the first and foremost things were enhancing my research skills, because for the article writing competition, I researched a lot about apparel waste, about growing landfills, about even if we are environmentally conscious, how do we still contribute to the growing landfills. So my research skills and my writing skills really improved because of YRE. And the second biggest achievement out of YRE was my leadership skills. Like after YRE, I, along with Explore It, conducted a lot of webinars where we had quite a few young participants, and we told them about the zero waste lifestyle and how they can implement it in small steps to reach the bigger goal. And so my leadership skills and my public speaking and my research skills are something that I owe to YRE.
That was indeed inspirational. We got to know how we can overcome such challenges and contribute towards positive hand production. So thank you, Sakshi. It was a pleasure hearing from you. I'm
Thank
glad
you
that
so
you
much.
talked to us today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me here.
Thank you. Over to you, Ahana.
Thank you, Mohini. And now I'd like to introduce Palaksh. Palaksh is a young and innovative mind from grade 5. He has been an active member of the Eco Committee to spread awareness about the importance of sustainable packaging and a litterless society. He worked with his classmates and came up with intriguing designs to achieve the goal of clean and green society. So we welcome you, Palaksh. So to begin with, I would like to ask you a few questions. My first question is, at this tender age, what kind of environmental issues do you observe in your surroundings?
I have observed many environmental issues in my surroundings. I observed that none of my neighbors were aware the amount of harm they were causing to the environment, and excessive use of plastic was done in my surroundings. No one was segregating the dry and wet waste, and excessive use of single-use plastic, as I said, was the mostly used in my surroundings.
So this is indeed a big environmental issue. And now moving towards my next question, which environmental issue bothered you the most and why? What challenges did you face while working on the ground and when things shifted to the virtual medium?
Excessive use of single-use plastic bothered me the most. To reduce it, I started an initiative in which me and my father found a person who can dispose MLP safely. So I decided that I will collect single-use plastic and give it to him so that he can dispose it safely. I even engaged my school friends and neighborhood friends in this initiative. But soon the corona came, and it was the reason for the lockdown, and things shifted to the virtual mode. This was the biggest problem for me, as I could not collect single-use plastic from my school friends and neighborhood friends, and which became the reason I had to stop collecting single-use plastic.
Okay, so here goes my last question. Can you please tell us about your learnings and experience from Eco School and how it helped you to grow personally?
I learned many things from the eco schools. I learned that it is very important to keep the earth green and clean, say no to plastic, inform about segregation of dry and wet waste, and make my surroundings, neighbors and people aware about the harm humans are causing to the environment.
That's really good, Palaksh. And Palaksh is indeed a student with a clear goal of making our living more sustainable. He is confident and brimming with ideas. Palaksh is a promising young leader and is sure to bring a positive change in our society. So thank you so much, Palaksh. And now I would like to hand over to Mohini. Over to you, Mohini.
Thank you, Anna. Next, we have Dr. Richa Raturi. She is an educationist who manages the Pineview School and is a faculty of political science at Graphic Era University. Recognizing the importance of nature is the growth of students. Dr. Richa herself is an avid nature lover who introduced eco schools and YRE program in her school. She has been researching a lot and has a number of publications to her name. COVID-19 and its impact on children being the recent one in Pacific Books International. And the upcoming one is an overview on NEP 2020 and the changes in primary, middle, and higher education in New Education Policy 2020. Welcome, ma'am. It's an honor to meet you.
Thank you so much, Mansi.
I am so eager to talk to you, ma'am. So immediately, here goes my first question, which is how important is it to imbibe the knowledge of environment and sustainability at a young age?
I think that it is very important to imbibe the knowledge of environment and sustainability at a young age because it will help students to explore and observe their surroundings. And they can be, by this we can make our future generation more sensitized and encourage them to find innovative solutions and methods for the way ahead. And I think that all such initiatives help in making the world a better place to live.
Yes, ma'am, indeed. As they say, like, be the change you want to see in the world. So that is, we should teach our children. Moving to my next question, ma'am, how did you manage to keep your students engrossed in environmental action during this pandemic? And what challenges you faced on ground and in virtual mode?
it was really very challenging to, things online mode. And it was really challenging for and the initial stages we ran across a lot of issues like communication gap, technology issues. And, we realized that everyone, they have information, but it was really difficult for us to implement properly. So by doing so much of brainstorming, we came to know we solved this problem and we involved parents through the process, and we make our assignments very short and clear, and we always try to make our online sessions very interactive, and most of the time we gave them virtual batches reward for all their activities. So this is how we tried.
I'm sure, ma'am, like every student and teacher can totally relate to the technological issues and everything, information spreading. So my last question, ma'am, is what kind of behavioral change have you observed in the students involved in Eco School and YRE?
When we started this at that time, especially in Ladun people, they were not aware about such programs. And when we started, so we realized that they can make a impactful difference in their own level. And by the end of the program, they were more open to take initiative from their end, and were ready to share their point of view with others, and were more confident in presenting their ideas and taking up responsibility. And at present, they have realized that their importance and their role, and are having a more productive approach towards the environment.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us. And yes, it is important to imbibe the knowledge of the environment and its conservation in young minds. By including environmental studies as a subject in schools, we can make coming generations more sensitized and encourage them to find innovative solutions and methods for the way ahead. So thank you, ma'am, for giving us this wonderful perspective. हम सब में से कोई आपको disappoint नहीं करेगा. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now here comes the surprise for all of you. Please welcome Ms. Vani Murthy. We welcome you, ma'am, with great pleasure. Many of us know her by the Insta handler name as Warm Rani. She is founding member of SWMRT, Solid Waste Management Roundtable, Bangalore. She has been a waste management practitioner for more than 12 years. She is also a social media influencer on a mission to nudge people to take up composting, to build soil, to grow food. Her knowledge on recycling kitchen waste into compost and using it to grow herbs, flowers, fruits, and vegetables is held in high esteem. It gives us immense pleasure to invite you on behalf of CEE. It will bless our ears if you will do us the honor of saying some things. Over to you, Vani ma'am.
Thank you, Mohini, and good afternoon to all of you. It's really amazing to see the kind of program that you have and the impacts that you're having for the young generation, because I strongly believe that's one generation that can really transform to make this world a better place. And I congratulate each and every one from the Eco School and from the IRE program for the excellent work that they have done, and the amazing champions that they have been. Of course, for me, I started when I was like almost half a century. Just imagine these youngsters starting so young and, understanding what this planet is, what it needs, what kind of citizens need to stay on this planet. And when they talk, it makes a huge difference to people, because when I started my journey into the waste sector, where we were looking at how to sensitize people, the first batch of kids that I worked with were from my own building. We started looking at how we could take them out. It was 2009, and they were like super enthusiastic. They understood it like so quickly, and they really wanted to help get my building to segregate and start to compost. And it was so amazing that as we were doing weekends, we would do road shows, which would get them so pumped up that they would like to talk to people walking on the street, just to talk to them about recycling and how they can reduce plastic and how they can compost, show them the compost and all that. So I think that is the best way. And I really want to congratulate you all for, having this program for young children. This is so important, and it makes me thrilled beyond anything that you all having this program. So of course, once I got into this, I realized a lot of things. I didn't understand what sustainability was. There was nothing that I knew about. I just knew that I visited the landfill and I didn't want to send my waste there. I mean, that was my first, understanding of it's already a mess and it is creating pollution, and that's a huge problem. But when you come back home, where is the solution? Where does it lie? It lies with each individual who takes responsibility of their actions, everyday actions. And as that little kid said, that it is small actions that we take that makes a big difference. We don't have to do everything together. It is a long journey, and I'm still learning. There's so much more I can do. So it is about creating that low waste life, trying to get conscious of the resources that are available on this planet. How can we, lessen the burden? How can we not, create anything that could pollute our environment? So all these are some things that not many people understand. It is awareness. So it's so important that you kids are taking it across in your communities, getting more and more people involved in action, in a daily action that they can take to make this this amazing planet. We don't have planet B. This is the only planet we have. And how can we, keep this planet healthy? There's this ecosystem, there is this biodiversity, which is suffering because of so much of problems that we are putting. We are the only species that don't generate anything that Earth can't, generate everything that Earth can't digest. Every other species lives in harmony with nature. So having said that, how are we as human beings, make this difference by taking on these powerful actions for our climate, for our ecosystem? So for me, definitely waste has been one of the big problems that we all face. And I see that in everybody's project, that was one of their, commitments to get more people understand about segregation and get them people to compost and say no to plastic. So definitely the solution is there, that we start reducing the amount of disposables, anything that can't be recycled. And then the second part will be how can we send it to recycling. In fact, in Bangalore, we have dry waste collection centers in different areas where we send our dry waste there. It helps the circular economy, because the people, the informal sector, which works in recycling industry, which are the ones who are helping us recover and manage that waste that can go for recycling. And we are actually giving dignity for them by giving out clean waste to them. That's very important. And of course, composting is like one of the most magical things for me. I get excited when I talk about composting, because what is this platter? It's nothing but my peels. And if this can turn into this magical compost, this black gold, if every householder, every citizen understands it's a natural thing that's happening out in the world naturally, if we could just mimic that and create this beautiful compost, I think we are on a better space to regenerate and restore everything that we are losing out today. So that's so important. And of course, constantly getting aware, creating that awareness. So for me, I'm so lucky and happy that I discovered social media, which is like, I think the most powerful tool that I found to get across people, to get more and more people take an action. It shouldn't be overwhelming, but it's a constant reminder. So not a day goes past when I I don't post something related to things that I practice, because this is nothing. I'm not creating a content out of nothing, but it's a daily practice. What is it that I did today? Can I put it across? Can people get it? So it's every day I get feedback saying that people have taken an action. Nothing gives me a better high than getting people to be involved and understanding and creating that awareness. So I always feel lucky. I'm 60 now, and I feel this is the best space I could have ever created for myself. That interaction with people, pandemic has opened a huge new door for me, where virtually I'm trying to reach out to so many people, and corporates come, ask us to do workshops. It is, there are different kinds of people asking. So I've never ever done so many demo talks and workshops like I did during this 1.5 years. And it just keeps me alive, so it's wonderful. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be on this. And I'm looking forward to, more, understanding of what you all are doing. And I must congratulate for the amazing step to educate youngsters, train them, and make them this citizens who can really be the leaders for tomorrow, because that's what we need. We need leaders to, for people to follow, people who will say out of the conviction in their commitment to action. That translates better than anything else. You're not taking anything from the textbook and talking about it. It is an action. You have actually literally done it, and you understand why you're doing it, and that's why you are talking about it. So thank you so much, and it's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you all.
Ma'am, I just want to say, when you started saying about that I had started at half a century of age, we are just grateful that you started.
Thank you.
So, the way you talked about sustainability and its significance, your eased out explanation on the subject of composting made it apparent that there is so much to learn from you, which cannot be covered in one lifetime.
Thank you.
So I don't think I have the words to summarize this, but inspirational and knowledgeable are the words we all are experiencing right now. So from the bottom of every heart, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohini. Thank you.
Moving ahead, I would now like to introduce Ms. Goshia Luzik and Madhvi Joshi. Goshia Luzik ma'am is the International Wiry Director. She graduated university with a degree in environmental engineering and has over 20 years of experience working in environmental education. She has been implementing these ideas successfully in Poland for 12 years, engaging over 750 schools in that time. Goshia ma'am is an ecologist, educator, NGO trainer, and initiator of many activities with schools and youth. She is a co-author and implementer of the nationwide Schools for Sustainable Development program, and initiated and launched the International Eco Schools program and Green Flag certification system in Poland. Goshia ma'am was a founder and executive board member of Foundation of Active Places and People in Poland. Currently, she is working for Foundation for Environment Education, which is FEE, in its head office in Denmark as the Wiry International Director and Project Manager. She is developing a global program to inspire youth from all around the world to actively participate in local development and increase their environmental awareness, knowledge, and critical thinking. And now we are delighted to have Madhvi Joshi ma'am. She is a senior program director of Center for Environment Education and manages the youth programs at the center. She is involved in urban programs in the areas of waste management, sustainable mobility, and greening. Leading the rural programs, she is also involved in capacity building of women elected representatives, sustainable livelihoods, and water management programs. As coordinator for the youth programs, Madhvi ma'am initiated the South Asia Youth Environment Network with UNEP support, conducting programs in the region. Madhvi ma'am has over 30 years of experience designing, implementing, and leading education and communication projects in the area of sustainable development. She has led major national programs and campaigns in partnership with UN agencies, national ministries, and other partners. She has authored a number of papers and contributed to publications in the area of communication and education for sustainable development. Over to you, Goshia ma'am. Now I would like to hand it over to you, and please illuminate us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this meeting, inviting me here. And I'm really impressed with all the speeches here, the youth achievements, the EcoSchools champions, the YRE winners. It's really amazing, and thank you for that I can share this joy with you and introduce you a bit about Litter Less campaign and some activities that we are doing through Foundation for Environmental Education. So I will share my presentation to everyone. You can share. So, okay. So I would like to tell a bit about the Litter Less campaign, but let me to make it as a presentation. And but at the beginning, I would like to say a few words about the Foundation for Environmental Education. We are an organization, an umbrella organization based in Denmark, Copenhagen. But as most of you, you are also part of the EcoSchools, Young Reporters, and other FEE programs. FEE is the world's largest environmental education organization. We are working on hands-on, active-based, and positive global impact actions, and educating and promoting on sustainable development. As I said, we are an umbrella organization, so we have members in different countries, at the moment over 100 members. And the Center for Environmental Education in India is one of our members. And the Foundation for Environmental Education is actively developing 5 educational programs. 3 of them are school-based programs. One very well known to you, it's EcoSchools program based on 7 steps, ongoing development and improvements. The other educational program is Learning About Forest. It's a program about outdoor education. And Young Reporters for the Environment, which is a program for young leaders working on activities related to like reporting stories through articles, photos, and videos. And we have 2 educational tourism-based programs. One is a Blue Flag for certification of clean beaches and marinas, and Green Key for tourists and hotel hostels accommodations, a certification that is called Green Key. We are also working through Global Forest Fund, and you can compensate your travels and calculate CO2 emissions from any travel that you are taking, and also using this Global Forest Fund to donate to educational projects that you can apply as well through the CE or through the organization, and organize an educational project, but also related to planting trees. And before we will go to Litter Less campaign, I would like to share a short video with you. So let me to stop sharing this and share the video.
Picture an elephant. Imagine the full weight of that elephant made out of trash. If we don't change our waste habits, we could have 3.4 billion tons of garbage within the next 30 years. That's almost 525 million trash elephants. Lined up, they could surround the world nearly 120 times. We are burying our planet in litter. But there is hope to change our future. That hope starts with the Litter Less campaign. Students in the campaign attend environmental education programs to learn about making better choices to change litter habits. Together with teachers and parents, students lead projects to reduce waste and involve local communities. Some students run media campaigns to educate and encourage more people to take action. And more people are needed to move 525 million trash elephants. The Litter Less campaign wants you and your community to take part in this movement. Join the over 3 million students who are taking steps toward minimizing waste. Take that first step toward helping your community reduce litter by learning more about the Litter Less campaign today.
So that was the introduction to the campaign. And I hope some of you, not only hope, but I know that some of you are also already participating in the campaign for the last couple of years. And you know that the key objectives of this campaign is to increase students' knowledge and practical skills, to raise the awareness, collaborate with other schools as well. There are 15 countries that globally participating in the campaign, and also influence others through multimedia and social channels through different stories that you are producing. Currently, we are in the phase 4, and now today we are launching the second year of the campaign from this phase. And it's over 10 years that we are working through the Litter Less campaign. So there is a lot of positive, amazing stories that are shared through students from different countries. Within this campaign, we are working through both programs, Eco Schools and Young Reporters for the Environment. Through the Eco Schools participants are working through 7 steps improvements, finding the ways how to minimize effects of litter and waste, but in larger scale also on pollution or other aspects, all different aspects of team related to the pollution. In the Young Reporters for the Environment, students focus on constructive journalism activities through articles, photos, and videos. So they are trying also to investigate the stories and talk about them through these journalistic pieces. Through this campaign, we are also introducing like impact measurement that through all the participants going through surveys, there is an opportunity to see if through this educational activities we can measure behavior change, increase of knowledge, also active citizenship or opinion leadership for the Young Reporters for the Environment. You can find more information about this on our website. But for the participants who are part of the campaign, you probably know that from time to time we are sending some surveys and we ask to answer a few questions to see if this kind of activities are really making a change. Because our biggest approach for this is to make a change on local level. So not only run some actions from time to time, but actually introduce youth and change the behavior for the whole communities and societies through this. For this year, in October, we are also planning to launch a mini campaign, and there will be 10 days activities done through the Treasure Earth app. So everyone who has access to mobile can download the app and run some actions, share the photos. And there's some of the actions will be like take a photo of garbage or litter near your home, make some reflection of this, and maybe something can be done. So there are very simple actions or activities that will be suggested for this 10 days of campaign. But the most important is to raise the awareness and also take some small actions that can be visible through the whole country in India and make the Litter Less campaign like a global campaign. I would like to share also some of the stories from schools that were participating in the campaign. And here the story from Northern Ireland about from the primary school when the eco committee was thinking how to reduce the amount of paper waste in schools. And they started measuring this amount of paper used in the school every week, and trying to introduce some digital scale as well and activities that will reduce the paper. And at the end of the school year, the paper was, since the use of paper was dropped from over 6 kilos to only nearly 2 kilograms. So it's amazing work, amazing achievements that they have done. And here the story from school in Malta, when one of the school was trying to introduce also to changing this plastic bags for shopping and also collecting like when you are going to the supermarkets and using the plastic bag to put some fruits inside or vegetables. So first they started to ask customers and local participants or local members of the society what they think about using reusable bags, if there is any solution. And through this, they created an articles and videos and story to raise awareness. But some of the schools also actually issue the mesh bags, and they deliver them to local shops to encourage customers to use those bags instead of plastic bags. And they realized that actually after 2 years of running this project, it's a huge change in Malta, and many shops actually introduce different type of alternative bags instead of plastic bags. And the last story from Kenya, also about plastic waste collection and recycling. This school was also thinking how to increase the plastic, and if they can also use this and reduce the plastic from the local communities. They collected the plastic at schools, and all community got involved in this, and in 2019 they collected over 500 kilograms of plastics. So that was a really fantastic approach for them, cleaning the area around, raising the awareness for the local community that this is not only the lost resource and you can throw out plastic bags, plastic bottles all around, but you can actually use them as resources, and they can be collected by some of the companies, and a school can get some money from it as well. I would like to highlight as well that on our websites and through the CE, there are fantastic lesson plans that were produced, and you can use them in schools, and they are for the eco schools activities and for young reporters for the environment activities. And it's easy to introduce the campaign and take the activities through the 7 steps or the YRE 4 steps. We are also running frequently different webinars. You can register them through our website, and also record a lot of webinars that were taken from the last year. And they are fantastic library of resources, knowledge, and activities that can be done for schools. And some of you were also our guests or the guests through the Trash Hack campaign or other activities that we were working. And I would like to also invite you to the FEE Academy, through which you can also take courses about, for example, strategies for advanced circular economy, or for students about the course about photography, or also for teachers understanding education for environmental education and sustainable development education. So all these courses are available if you go to the website called feeacademy.global, and you can register and take them by yourself. And also some links, and I would like to highlight as well that we are looking to share for as many as possible stories from the Litterless campaign. So whenever you are writing some stories or making some posts to raise awareness about the Litterless campaign, please use the hashtag Litterless campaign. And then we can collect that and make you visible also through international level, and share your stories also with other countries participating in the campaign and wider. So thank you so much for this. And if you will have any questions, I'll be here still with you. And yeah, thank you so much for this. And I pass my voice to Madhvi.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I think I'm going to ask Mansi to launch the LLC for phase 4, year 2. Okay, so we have a timer, and there we go. Oh, we're back to 8. All right, so this is the Littlest campaign, phase 4. We've already, Gosia has introduced the Littlest campaign to everyone. And we've been part of this campaign as CE, and a lot of you have been part of the Littlest campaign, which has been which is a joint initiative of Mars Wrigley Foundation and FE. and CEE as a national operator implements this in India. Can we move to the next one? We can talk about what is happening in India and what we plan to do. So at the moment, we have already seen in the earlier presentations as well that we have over 60 schools participating in the Littlest Eco Schools, and more than 85 schools and colleges in the Vayari, India. This campaign basically looks at ways in which students will carry out litter action plans, and also do an action plan where media can be actively used to tackle specific litter and waste issues. And so we are launching it today, and the campaign cycle will be July 2021 to December 2021. We would invite all of you to register with us and do join the campaign if you've already not done that. So you're most welcome, and we would really love to have many more young people and be inspired by all of you. Just a little more about some of the things that we are planning, which will get implemented quite soon. And one of the things we're looking at is, when we're talking about litter, we are also looking at pollution as a broader theme. And we would be looking at not just solid waste, but also specifically things like plastics, marine pollution. It could include other kinds of pollution as well, in water and maybe in air. So we would be sending you more details on these as in the next few days. And so we have a broader kind of canvas to actually take action on, and also raise our concerns and do something about these in these areas as well. The second thing we also feel we are going to do and exploring is to work with informal groups in India. And these means groups that are not directly, in schools or colleges, but they are working with maybe young people. And these could be like Scouts and Guides, the Nehru Yuva Sangathan. So these are large youth group networks, and also youth networks of government and non-government organizations who are partners. And so we are actively looking out for partnerships with them. And the next phase, the next Littlest campaign actions for us would be to actually spread our wings further than what we are already doing. And I would like to just flag a few things that I think I also found today while the presentations were going on. One is that we are actually really contributing to active citizenship. I think a lot of young leaders whose stories we heard today, they are contributing as a citizen, and it's important that we are active and concerned citizens, and that's something that these two programs are able to do, and we will strive to continue to do that. Also, the other thing we feel we would also actively pursue is the engagement with other schools and colleges, institutions, which is through the twinning program or through joint submissions for the Vayari competitions and so on. So I think it would be useful for all of you to also engage with other countries' schools. We are already starting to do that with eco schools in France. So there are 5 schools in India and 5 schools in France, which are now starting to collaborate this year. But there will be many more, and we look forward to anyone interested to please let us know, and we'll also reach out to you. I think that is what I wanted to say. Congratulations to all of you who have done such wonderful work, and we look forward to learning a lot from you further. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhvi ma'am. Thank you, Gosia ma'am. Thank you for sharing this useful information with all of us. I'm sure many of us would definitely join these initiatives and increase our handprint action. So right now, I'm genuinely trying to tell you how much grateful we are for both of your presence today, but I don't think I can fathom them into words. So just thank you. Now I would like Miss Arzu to please take over the floor.
Thank you, Mohini. Hi, everyone. A very good evening. So now let's have a quick poll session and see how much you actually knows about Litter and Little Less campaign. So the poll questions will be there in front of your screen. You'll get 20 to 30 seconds to answer each question. I request you to please answer question. There are options to each and every question. So the first question says, choose the correct option for litter. So there are three options. You can select any one which seems to be appropriate answer according to you. So everyone, please start answering the question. We have only 20 seconds to answer each question. So the second question is, what is the first step to manage waste at our home? Everyone knows that management start being at your own home. So there are three options to that question as well. Whether you can burn the waste, segregate it at your own home, or you can dump it to the waste bin, which is there in common. And the last question says, who is responsible for keeping this planet clean? So whom, according to you, you think is the right person or right institution or the government responsibility it is to keep our planet clean? So we are having participant over 60%. So 60% of you have already voted. So I request the remaining one to please answer the question. They are really simple question. So here are the results for our poll session. So the first question says for the answer part, plastic wrapper and plastic bottle. Yes, absolutely correct. So it is the part that you consider for litter because vegetable is in a green waste and that cannot be considered as litter. So for the second part, yes, majority of you opted for the right answer, segregation at home. So definitely you should segregate waste at your own home. And for the third question, it is individual responsibility to keep this planet clean. So moving to next part, I would now like to invite Shiv Falia to share his experience about the Trash Hack campaign. Shiv is from Delhi Public School, Jamnagar, and is in grade 2. Delhi Public School was internationally selected in the 3rd position for sharing the best entries for Trash Hack campaign. Along with the school, Shiv got the chance to share and reflect his experience about Trash Hack campaign in the webinar scheduled by UNESCO on 11th May 2021. Like UNESCO is really a big platform. So being so young in age, Shiv is really determined with his vision for sustainable living. Let's now listen to him. Welcome, Shiv, and over to you.
Everyone, and a very good evening. Dear all, I am Shiv Falia from grade 2, studying in Delhi Public School, Jamnagar. It was a great experience to participate in Trash Hack campaign in which I created a bird feeder out of waste plastic bottle, and we have learned through this process that we must attempt to lead a zero waste lifestyle to restore the earth. Today, we had the opportunity to hear for speakers and influence. This is definitely encouraging us in our future endeavors. I also want to thank teachers. Without their support, students would be able to excel. Once again, thank you very much. Now, I would like to hand over to Miss Mohini. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chef, for your words. So now, on behalf of the Center for Environment Education, I give a really heartfelt vote of thanks to our speakers and influencer for the day, Shri Kartikeya Sarabhai sir, Ms. Goshia Luzek ma'am, and Ms. Vani Murthy ma'am, who spent their busiest time gracing the occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this is definitely encouraging us in our for our future endeavors. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. Thanks to all the speakers for adorning the occasion and for sharing their opinions today. A special thanks to Ms. Madhvi Joshi ma'am, our Senior Program Director, for her immense support and encouragement, being the catalyst that inspired us today to do our best and stand as pillar of power. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our event coordinating team. I also want to thank the teachers and students who have been actively involved in CEE's all programs and encouraging their students to take part in all the activities. Without your support, students would not be able to excel. Once again, thank you so much. Lastly, I would like to thank all the audience and young leaders who joined today. And it's now time for a parting note then from us to you. According to a new UN report, the global warming outlook is much worse than originally predicted, which is pretty bad. When they originally predicted it would destroy the planet. This laughing and serious mingled ending of our felicitation ceremony, we wish to see all these smiling faces some other day too. अच्छा चलते हैं, दुआओं में याद रखना. Thank you everyone and goodbye.
And now, before ending the session, I'd also like to say a short quote said by John Paul II. The earth will not continue to offer its harvest except with faithful stewardship. We cannot say we love the land and then take steps to destroy it for use by future generations. I hope you all had enjoyed the session, and I wish you all have a great and bright day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I would like to request to panelists to please stay because I need one team photograph. So please start your video on so we could take picture. Mansi?
If and Sumeka will not see.
Okay.
Again, I think I have to change.
That's okay, ma'am. No problem.
Yeah.
Sumeka, we can't see you properly.
Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay, smile everyone. Done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations, everybody. Kosha, thank you very much. Vaniji, thank you very much. I've been wanting to meet you for some time. It's good to meet.
Thank you, Madhavi.
Okay, Madhvi ma'am.
Thank you, Kartike bhai.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thanks,
having me
everyone.
here.
And wonderful moderation, I must say. Congratulations.
Yes, yes. Fantastic leader. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.